Hi everybody. I am going to be using a character for this, but I wanted to pop in as me to say, if you are feeling extremely triggered by the moon energy or whatever happens to be going on when you watch this, think carefully before you go on because it is a triggering subject. It is just one way that you can work with your inner child. When you get stuck in your healing process and intellectually you know that you should be making progress, but you are just at a standstill and can't figure out what's going on, it often stems back to that inner child that doesn't understand all this intellectually, is just feeling it emotionally. This is just one way to work through getting to that inner child part of you. But, you know, the things that have our inner child trapped are not easy things. And these are not easy things in the skit, I guess you could say, that's coming up. So again, if you're feeling really vulnerable, or if you've been triggered a lot lately, it may not be the time to watch this. But if you're feeling okay in your healing journey and are wondering why the hell you are stalled, this may be something to consider. It's just a matter of pulling out the issues that you are aware of, that you are being triggered on or asked to examine, and then looking at it from the standpoint of the inner child that either you remember or that you can tap into in some way through your feelings or your claircognizance, however it is that it works for you. I don't say visualization because I can't visualize, but I know many people can. As with anything, if this doesn't resonate with you, then don't watch it. No offense is taken. And if it does resonate with you, but just in part, that's fine. That's always the way you should sift through things. This may make sense, this may not. Keep this and goodbye on what doesn't. So, with all that explained, you will be meeting Kelsey.
Kelsey.
What the hell? You scared the crap out of me. Where are you? Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am the spirit of R.
Spirit of R? What kind of a lame name is that? Is that your full name?
The R stands for renewing, reinventing, restoring, replenishing, rejuvenating. Oh, for Pete's sake, all sorts of R's. Do I need to go through the list?
Please don't. I get it, it's corny. But why did you interrupt me?
You've had quite a time of it for the last several months. We, Spirit, wondered if you might be ready to explore what was triggered and why. Because frankly, you seem a little pissed off at us. And maybe it's time to let go of the resentment.
You know, I'm fully aware that I'm a co-creator of my reality and that I bring all this stuff on with my thoughts. But you know, let me have a little bit of a break from...
Whatever floats your boat. We are experts at going with the flow. And we are quite used to humans wanting to lay the blame on us rather than seeing they brought troubles on with their obsessive worries and all that ego stuff.
Look, instead of insulting me and my ego and reminding me of the shitstorms I can stir up with my thoughts and my limiting beliefs, how about if you tell me why you're here?
You got it. I'm sure you remember the ghost of Christmases past from the Christmas Carol.
Of course, everybody knows that.
I'm going to play a similar role, except I'm going to be bringing you back to triggers that brought up healing needs.
Oh, fun.
I want to hear your take on each one And also we're going to tap into your inner child. I believe it will be quite eye-opening.
Whatever.
Why are you being so disagreeable?
Because I thought I was making all this progress, growing, moving toward being a better version of myself, and lately everything has turned to shit. And frankly, I'm just feeling raw.
I understand that you're frustrated and disappointed,
Yeah.
but this seeming low spot is actually a sign that you're approaching the end of the tunnel. By the time we work through these, you will see the light.
Yeah. Can we just get on with it and get it done? I have better things to do.
All right, Cranky Pants, here we go. You do know that this person that came into your life recently was meant to trigger what needed to be healed, right?
Oh yeah, I've been hurt and then pissed off, and then I've seen that wound that needed the scab picked off of it so it could be healed. It's been a hell of a lot of work, but I know it'll get me to a healthier place. The problem is, my inner child still seems so wounded.
Yes, because you understand intellectually as an adult, but your inner child can't grasp it in the same way, and has been left way back in your dust. That's why we're doing this exercise.
I'm irritated by this whole process, but I'm grateful if this might help my inner child, and by extension me. I've been working hard to heal, and something just has been holding me up.
You became entranced, but your person did not reciprocate. You eventually figured out that this addressed a long-standing fear of rejection, and you thought you had it pretty much healed, right?
Right.
Let's take a moment to hear from little Kelsey.
Mommy, what did I do? Why do you look so mad?
I don't understand why you have to be so boring. Thank God I have your sister to make up for that. I really can't tolerate being around you right now. Go to your room.
But Mommy, I can try harder. Just tell me what you want me to change. I love you, Mommy. I want you to be happy, not mad.
Oh, gosh.
I've given up on you ever being the daughter I wanted. You'll only disappoint me again and again. Now go to your room.
Okay, Mommy, but I will try harder.
So I react so strongly to rejection because little Kelsey is still remembering that not even changing herself to please her mother made a difference? There was always rejection of some sort or another. I grew up expecting it from others. And boy, did that become my reality.
Yes, what we focus on is what we bring toward us until we shift our thinking.
Yeah, that's finally sinking in big time.
Next, we go to people-pleasing and trying so hard to earn acceptance and love. Now you'll see where that came from.
Whew, okay.
Can you never get anything right? I was so clear on what I wanted you to do.
Mommy, I know I have messed up a lot before, but I tried so hard to remember everything, and I thought you'd be really pleased because I did such a good job this time.
Pleased? You failed again. You're always going to fail.
No, Mommy, I'll try harder next time, okay? Did I tell you my teacher was so proud of me and gave me an A+?
Well, good for you. That's nice to hear. I guess your schoolwork is one area you can manage. Keep up the good work. At least I'll have one thing I can brag to my friends about when it comes to you.
Wow. That certainly explains why I've been told I tried too hard, doesn't it?
It does. You were conditioned to believe that you had to excel at something to get any positive attention. It's why you have always bent over backwards to keep people happy in your life. Your little girl inside believes no one can love her unless she does what makes them happy. And it's been hard on her every time her greatest efforts still aren't enough.
She never feels like she's good enough.
You've made some great progress in this area, Kelsey. We are proud of the work you've done.
Thank you. It hasn't been easy, but I've tried to accept that if people are only acting like they accept me because they want something from me, then that's their problem, and they're just going to have to be disappointed with me. It does get to me, but I don't try so hard now, even if it means ultimately they'll cut me out of their lives. I'm so used to that by this point, I almost expect it.
Bingo. You expect it. Put your thoughts and energy toward that. And the result is?
That it happens over and over. Yeah, I know.
You've tried to harden your heart so it doesn't hurt so much. It has helped you get through the rejection, but the walls you put up became pretty tall and strong until the arrival of this person that forced you to take them down.
Yeah.
We urged you strongly to do that. And you finally started dismantling the walls when you realized this was a person that you could not easily let go of.
It was scary as hell, but I did it. I allowed him in.
And ultimately you regretted taking the walls down when you were hurt. But you eventually saw the why, didn't you?
I did, but I had to go pretty far before I could see why it had to be.
It triggered your dread of being abandoned. You took it on the chin like a big girl. But would you like to know where that fear originally came from?
Oh, I know it started on day one when my biological mother gave me away, right?
Actually, you rolled with that punch quite well until recently. It was something more.
Well, show me then. Or rather, let my little Kelsey show me.
Mommy, I know I was bad, but please let me out of the closet. I'll be better. I'll try harder. Mommy, please let me out. It's getting darker in here and I'm getting cold. Mommy! Mommy! I have to go potty and I'm hungry and Mommy, it's so dark. I'm scared, Mommy. Where are you? Are you coming back? Mommy!
I knew there was something about a closet. Now I get it. Not only did she abandon me emotionally, but she made little Kelsey think she was never coming back. How frightening. Poor little girl.
Yes. You have quote-unquote demoted most people to a level you can let them go without too much pain. But with this person, it was different. It was meant to trigger you. Now you can see why you were so devastated, even though you told yourself you should have expected it, and how foolish you had been to think it might be different this time.
Oh, it makes sense. I guess a person can get used to anything. People going away I thought I'd dealt with practically, but this time I felt mortally wounded. It all makes sense now.
You tend to think you are so odd or so different that people will be embarrassed to be around you, don't you?
Well, I'm getting better about accepting that it's okay to be different, even odd. But I know that I'm judged a lot. For Pete's sake, I get dirty looks when I try to be friendly with people in the checkout line at the grocery store, as if being friendly is something to be suspicious of. There's just something about me that makes people uncomfortable, I guess. I don't really get it.
There was an incident in high school that made you realize you were an embarrassment to your mother?
Oh, yeah. There was a boy I kind of had a crush on in high school. We got transferred a lot, and I never really could settle in before we got transferred to another school district, I guess. And this boy happened to be the son of a man that my dad worked with. You know, we didn't have any interaction other than an occasional wave, and, you know, I was like excited to the moon when that happened, but it wasn't that often because I was extremely shy, just feeling like I stood out in a negative way. And one day my mom just kind of casually said that this boy had wanted to take me to the prom. Oh my God, that would have been a dream come true. You know how it is in high school with crushes. And then she said she told his mom that couldn't happen, that I already had a date. And that was a lie. I just couldn't understand how she could do that. She knew how much I liked this boy.
And what did she say?
She said that since my dad and this boy's dad worked together, she couldn't take the chance of me embarrassing her on a prom date. So she squashed the idea to keep things in harmony with their friends, the parents.
That must have hurt terribly.
It did.
Did you realize at any point why you took that so calmly and never called your mother out on the lie, even though it tore you up inside?
Is there something more?
Let's hear from your inner child.
Why are you looking like that, Mommy?
I'm irritated that you spoke up in front of our friends when they visited. What you said embarrassed me. I had to pedal hard to come up with something to counteract the effect it had. You think you're so smart. You think you're really something special, don't you? You wanted to embarrass me, I know you did. You're hateful and ugly and dumb, and I wish I'd never been saddled with you.
Ouch. How does a little girl get through life with any self-esteem after that?
Well...
Wait, I know the answer. She doesn't. It all becomes clear now.
You seem a little worn by all this. There's really only one major thing left I plan to walk you through. Do you want to stop?
No, let's just get it over with.
You have been working hard to love yourself. Talk less harshly to yourself. Spare yourself the unnecessary worrying. Even catch yourself when you put something out to the universe that would bring you just the opposite of what you want.
I'm trying hard.
But you would acknowledge there is one area that you've not made much progress in, wouldn't you?
Yes, my looks. I've accepted it's okay to be different. I've accepted that I have a lot of value in a lot of areas, but when it comes to my looks, I can't speak kindly. It doesn't even matter when people tell me I'm pretty. All I can see is the things that would have embarrassed my mother.
Why is it so hard to let her judgment go? Intellectually, you know there had to be mental illness present for the things to happen to you that did. Intellectually, you know that no child deserved any of it. Intellectually, you know all this. And yet you can't quit seeing yourself through her eyes.
Oh.
Why do you think it's so hard for you?
I think maybe it's like anything. Being negative, being unkind, even being depressed. That all can become habit. You know, you'd think I could have figured out how to break out of this, but it eludes me. And it's hurting me, I know that. Is it just breaking a bad habit?
Let's hear from your inner child.
Okay.
God, Jesus, If you're out there, please make my mommy love me. Please, please, please change me into somebody different so she'll love me. There has to be something you can do to make me a nicer little girl. A smarter little girl, a prettier little girl so she'll love me. What's wrong with me? Why can't my mommy love me?
That's heartbreaking. All along I've been carrying the feeling that there must be some legitimate reason that my own mommy couldn't love me, when all mommies are supposed to love their kids. I still think there's something wrong with me, and none of the work I've done has changed that. What do I do? What do I do?
If it wasn't a small you, if it were a child unrelated to you, what would you say if she told you she was too bad, too ugly, too dumb to make her mommy love her?
I don't know.
Try.
Little Kelsey, you're cute as a button, and you're smart as a whip, and there's not one single thing about you that a mommy shouldn't love. It's okay to be shy. It's okay to be clumsy. It's okay to not be good at everything. No one's good at everything. The reason your mommy couldn't love you had nothing to do with you. She must not have felt very good about herself, and for some reason, it made her feel better to make you not feel good about yourself. You don't have to believe what she told you anymore. Use those clever, insightful brains of yours to know that she had to have something very wrong with her, that she would hurt you like she did.
Oh, I feel so bad for her. I wish she had loved herself. I always loved her.
I know you did. And if she'd been different, she would have seen that that meant that she had value and that she was deserving of your love, but instead she saw it as a weakness, like you should have seen through her and known better. You know, knowing she couldn't return the love you gave her made her feel guilty, and she hated that. It was never about you, it was all about her.
That's so sad. I wish she hadn't felt that way. Everybody deserves love.
What did you just say?
Everybody deserves love.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Oh, I get it. If everybody deserves love, I deserve love too. So I'm lovable?
Oh, you are so very lovable. And I'm so very lovable. What do you say if we start bringing the people into our lives that will show us that? Deal? I love you, little Kelsey.